go back to here. So, my number 3 game, Chad, my number 3 game is fucking Spider-Man. Yeah, a recent fucking title, let me tell you. It's a recent ass fucking title, but let me tell you. As someone who first time played Spider-Man, as someone who's just discovered how Spider-Man games actually work, and by the way, this is 30 frames per second, chat. I'm sorry, I played this on 60, and 60 frames per second is fucking beautiful. This game, the game on 60 is fucking orgasmic. It's fucking like, you know, you're sipping fine wine, even though I'm Muslim and I can't drink, but it's sipping fine wine, you know? It's sipping good ass grape juice. But yeah, this game is a pretty fun game. I mean, I haven't played Spider-Man 2019, or was it 2018? I think it was 2018. I haven't played Spider-Man 2018, and I can tell from this standalone expanded universe of a game that Miles Morales is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Like, this is just like my first time playing this game, right? This is my first time playing. I was having so much fun, you know, mashing square and holding down square to launch dudes and just, you know, be a fucking Spider-Man. At first I was just like, you know, figuring out this stuff, just trying to understand how the game fucking works. But once you understand and discover the combat, chat, of a Spider-Man game, it gets really fun. It's really smooth. Like, the stealth is awesome. The gadget stuff is pretty fun. Just look at me and my Spidey drone, just whipping up and serving a can of new friendly neighborhood Spider-Man justice on these guys. Look at all these like slow-mo shit. This is like my first time. This is like my first time being introduced to like a Spider-Man game and have it be so much fun. Oh, wait. Hold on. There you go. My bad. My bad. I forgot about the music. Holy shit. I just look at that shit. I could like web up dudes. I can like launch them over there. I have a lot of, you know, combat opportunities that I can do in this like expanded, you know, action game. I wish I could play another Spider-Man game. I will soon with the 2018 one, just PD Parker. I will play that soon, but you know, not right now. There are a lot of like games I want to play. I want to play pretty damn badly. But you know, Spider-Man is awesome. It's just there are some problems with this game. Like, it comes across as like, you know, a sandboxy type of game. I mean, of course, it's Spider-Man. Look at you, you're Spider-Man. You're swinging from like rooftop to rooftop. You know, you're just being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But it also plays like an action game, and or actually, no, I'm sorry. It plays like a Batman Arkham Asylum game. If anybody's played the Rockstar Batman games, you know that what you're getting yourself into. You're in a fun time being a superhero and just being your said superhero. It's fun, but it does suffer like a lot from, you know, annoying ass enemies. Like, once you get to a certain level, like there are enemies that shoot guns at you, or what was it? That shoot rockets at you. Oh my god, they just constantly shoot you rockets for like 50%. Now I'm playing this on hard mode. Hard mode wasn't bad. Hard mode was not bad. once you understand the combat of this game, this game is pretty simple. This game is pretty easy. That was a good fucking call for me to use like hard mode on this type of game. It's pretty satisfying, and like what you can do to dickheads and all that stuff. Stealth is pretty fun. You can do a lot of stealth with this game. Okay. What else is there? Let's go to like part 2 or some shit. I hope everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me properly? Please confirm if you're able to hear the song as well as my audio. If my mic is not working, please let me know. I had to stress that shit very seriously. I checked my audio a little bit before, but you know, you can never be too sure. Actually, let me check that out now. Let me check that out now. Let me see. Oh, nice. Thank you, Remy Gaming. But yeah, Spider-Man is a very good game. I was like always tempted to like, whenever I have like downtime, I always like, you know, want to play more of this game. I just want to like do more. I want to become better. I want to become Miles. That's what I want to do. You know. And I get to live that experience all the way through from beginning to end. You know, I could just be Miles. Explore costumes, find trinkets. I got this like, you know, Red Hood-esque, you know, Batman style suit on for Miles. It's pretty fucking dope. The stealth is awesome. It's a much better improvement from Spider-Man 2099. Not 2099, what the fuck am I saying? Spider-Man 2018. Where Miles has access to, you know, camouflage shit right here. It's got a lot more gadgets that help you out in stealth. All courtesy to, like, you know, Miles' newfound powers, which is bioelectricity. That's been his staple since, you know, the fucking comic origin of him. So kudos to Insomniac Games for incorporating all these like Miles mechanics into this game. The Venom shit is pretty dope. The stealth is dope. The gadgets he gets are hella awesome, even though it's only a limited number. He doesn't have a lot of the gadgets that old school Petey gets, but it is pretty good. But speaking of which, we talked about the gameplay, and I can only talk about the gameplay for so long. If I just keep talking about the gameplay, it will just be like the same thing. Everybody knows that have played Spider-Man. It's fantastic. I can't say anything less. However, the story of Spider-Man, or the setting of Spider-Man, I found it to be oh, excuse me. I found it to be a little bit lackluster. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with Spider-Man. Not that there's anything wrong with the character or anything, but you know, he's just another Spider-Man. He's a youngblood Peter Parker, you know? No offense to anything, but no offense to anyone, but you know, he's just another Spider-Man. He's another like Peter Parker, but very much to our culture, very much to our times. Where Peter Parker is just, you know, the standard white bread white boy. Got bit by a radioactive spider. Saw his uncle die. Lives with his Aunt May. Miles is a little bit different. And of course, Peter Parker is where you see the first Spider-Man villains. Miles has a similar story like that. His father died, spoilers, from the previous game. He lives with his mom, but he lives with his mom and his best friend, Genki. Goes to Vision's Academy for the very well gifted. He is a science nerd. But he only has like one villain, and that's only the Prowler. He has only one villain. That's pretty much it. He doesn't have anyone else in the Miles Morales Spider-Man Rogues Gallery. Like, I don't think there's any. If there is a villain from Spider-Man, I feel like they're just like a knockoff from OG Pete's Rogues Gallery, you know? There's nothing much about Miles, other than the fact that he is a dope Spider-Man. He's a very different Spider-Man. He's a much more urban Spider-Man than what we know from Peter Parker. He's got style, he's got finesse, much more so than Pete. But, you know, his character, but you know, his like Rogues Gallery, there's like not much going for him. And, you know, the final boss of this game, you know, spoilers, the Tinkerer, is like the girlfriend of Miles. And Finn Mason's already a character. They just gender swapped Finn Mason to be a girl in this game, and Finn's whole reason for existing was there's a company named Roxxon, and her brother Richard, works at Roxxon, and he died via chemical explosion, because, you know, the chemicals that Roxxon was making were making people sick. So there has to be justice in fact. there needs to be justice. And Finn takes it upon herself to be like a vigilante and, you know, stop Roxxon at all costs. But I thought, you know, that was weak. You know, has a connection with Miles, girlfriend, you know, Miles needs to stop her, hero stuff like that. But, you know, I wish it could have been done a little bit more, like in Pete's story in Spider-Man 2099, where it's Doc Ock, and everybody knows Doc Ock. He is the major supervillain for Peter Parker. Like, he's like his arch nemesis. You can't really get rid of Doc Ock in any way, shape, or fashion, or make him like a minor villain. He is always, you know, the bad guy. Other known bad guys in the Spider-Man villain squad is Venom, because he's literally evil Spider-Man. That's what who was working at the time, Todd McFarlane, and Todd McFarlane was widely known for Spawn. He just went over to Marvel and did like a design for Spider-Man, and they got Venom. And Venom was fucking dope. Everybody loves Venom. I love Venom. I love using Venom in Marvel Infinite. You cannot escape from us! We'll eat you! Eat everything! You know? He's a fucking edgelord He's a fucking edgelord evil Ryu of a Spider-Man. I love it. So with Miles, you know, he really doesn't have anybody besides the Prowler. And Prowler is like, you know, a Rogues Gallery type of villain from Peter Parker. But it connects with Miles because Prowler is Uncle Aaron Davis, and he is the uncle to Miles. Jefferson Davis's son brother. He is a crooked villain. He is like the bad uncle trying to do good, and that's what's more powerful with Prowler and Miles. And it's mostly, you know, I could talk about this because the only time like Miles' movie was ever so prevalent and more emotionally impacting was from the fucking movie Into the Spider-Verse. Everybody loved Into the Spider-Verse. It was a hip new Spider-Man that's not Peter Parker, and it was like an origin story that was not, you know, like in the old Spider-Man movies, there was like the incident, the origin, and then there's the events. But in Spider-Man, it's just, you know, the origin, and it was just the origin. The whole movie was just the origin and the events leading up to that moment. Except in Into the Spider-Verse, the uncle died. Alright. Except in the movie, it was the uncle that died and not the father in this game. In this game's canon. But I love this game. I want to go back and play it again with, you know, New Game Plus and unlock all the suits and shit, just to like be more of a Spider-Man. I want to see Insomniacs do more of this game. You know, I just want to see Spider-Man, you know, 2 and introduce Gwen fucking Stacy. How dope would that be? You know, introduce more characters, introduce more Spider-Man villains that you have like a deep connection to. Oh, I fucked up that mission hard. Holy shit. Didn't even know without realizing it. Ugh. Yeah, like you can see here, like the combat is pretty good. Doing Venom shit is dope as fuck. Oh my god. I want to go back and play it again, man. Fuck. I don't want to do fighters now. I want to do some Spider-Man. But we got an agenda to do. But yeah, Spider-Man goes for a 3. You know, excellent combat, excellent stealth. A lot of that shit. I really love Spider-Man Miles Morales. I have yet to see Petey's, but Petey's is really good. But Petey's, from what I've heard and saw, is pretty good. I just need to experience it myself, you know. The only like flaws of Miles Morales is the character, the story. You know, I wish it was someone else besides the Tinkerer. I wish it was, you know, Uncle Aaron. They put Uncle Aaron in there, but as like a semi-last boss, which is like, okay, that's fine. Let this game not be a total ripoff of sequence ripoff of Into the Spider-Verse. Let it be its own thing. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I just love living in Miles' world, just being Miles. You know, that's what we need. We don't need like Peter Parker all the damn time, because we all know Pete. We all know Petey. He's like white bread. We all know who he is. It's like we all know Ryu. It's like, I'm tired of seeing Ryu. Let's have someone different. That's what they did in Street Fighter Third Strike. Introduced a new character, Alex. He was the main protagonist. But nah. But nah. Street Fighter will always keep Ryu and Chun-Li because they're the flagship characters. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Alright. So that was Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Now, let's go to a different